But 22 seconds late, wasn't paying attention to the clock. Right, so welcome to Wednesday's class. I'm going to, in our A to Z of top tips, I've got 2 for B, which is bite-sized exercises and balance. So we'll start with bite-sized exercises. I've mentioned before that exercises, and you don't have to have an exercise session, that you can just do exercises when the mood takes you. If you're doing these sessions, great. And obviously, if you're watching this, you probably are. But any of the exercises that we do in these sessions can be standalone. So you may be waiting for the kettle to boil and your back may be a bit sore. So you might just start doing that to loosen your shoulders. Do that a few times, 10 times. You may be sitting down, watching television, and you just stand up, practice standing up, maybe when the adverts come on. You could do it from a comfy chair as well. Can you get out of a comfy chair? You can, walking on tiptoe is a really good one, which I must do more of, actually. It is a very good one. Just around the house. You can do it outside if you like as well, but it's really good for your ankles and your calves and your feet as well, actually, because your toes get a bit, you don't tend to flex your toes much. So walking on tiptoe is a good one. And this one that I showed you the other day, I've started doing this one quite often just to keep, and it does actually get easier. So your elbows are like that, the sort of 180 degrees. Remember, your hands are not pushing your head. If you're having to push your head to get your elbows back, bring your elbows in a bit. It's your back muscles. It's these muscles here that are pulling your shoulder back. It's not pushing it forward like that. Your head shouldn't move at all. And just do that for 30 seconds. You could walk about on your tiptoes while doing this. Maybe that's one to do in the privacy of your own home. I have a sheet on bite-sized exercises, which are, a lot of them are just the exercises that we do in the class. But I'm sure anything that's movement is an exercise. So it's just don't feel constrained. I've done my exercise for today, or Thursday isn't an exercise day. You should be doing something every day, really, as well as walking. So you're doing your 6K steps every day, 6,000 steps every day. Plus you're doing some sort of strengthening your ankles, walk on tiptoes without high heels, mobilize your shoulders, forgot the word then, mobilize your shoulders. Maybe if your band is left lying around, you could just do a couple of 10 bicep curls on each side, or some tricep pulls. So it's up to you. And then following on from that is balance. Balance, as I'm sure I've been drumming into you, is a combination of all sorts of things. There's no one thing that's balance, and it's strength, coordination, flexibility, and from that comes good balance. But balance is something that you can practice. I used to think it wasn't, but I think it is now. I've changed my mind. So this one that we do, just standing like that is a great one. Just practice doing that. You can walk slowly, and that's really good for your balance. Or I'll tell you what, another one that's quite good for your balance is granny's footsteps. Do you remember, these ones? The little, we used to call them, I'll put the camera down a bit. We used to call them needles from when I was a child in Shetland. I don't know where needles comes from, but this one, whoa, yeah, it's easy if you do it more quickly. Don't fall while you're doing it, though. Pretend you're walking on a tightrope. You can have your arms out to balance you, but it is quite difficult, actually. So specific balance exercises are great, but also the sort of routine that we do, that is because you're using, as you put your foot out, you are actually balancing on this leg. You can do this one as well, the swinging, which I don't like as much for some reason. Woo. We'll do one today, actually, in the warm-up. We'll do a balance exercise. So balance is something that you have to work at, and it is something that you need to practice. I remember somebody used to come to my class and she was very concerned about balance. And she used to say, why is my balance not getting any better? And I said, well, are you practicing it? Are you doing it through the week? No. So she was only doing it in 1 3/4 of an hour class a week and was expecting her balance to improve. But it is something that's got to be worked at. So there we go. Here endeth the first lesson. Right. We're going to start our warm-up. By special request, we're going to be doing the shadows footwork today. And also, what did I say I was going to do? I can't remember what I said I was going to do now. It's to do with balance. Anyway, so starting, we're just going to, I know what it was. We're just going to walk on the spot. On your toes if you can. This is a way to practice walking on your tiptoes. On your toes if you can. If not, on I don't want to say flat feet because it implies you have flat feet, but you know what I mean. Use your shoulders. So as you're mobilizing your shoulders, and then we'll just have a bit of a stretch. So if you can, keep walking. You don't have to. Feet hip width apart, arms on shoulders. Sorry, I should have said, if anybody's new, this is the exercise. Keep walking while I talk. The exercise class is divided into 3 parts. We start with a warm-up, then we have the main body of the exercise class, and then we have some stretches at the end. And there's a chair here, which we will use during the class, but if you get exhausted by any of the exercises, which you shouldn't do, you can have a seat there. It's to hold on to for some balance things. If you're totally immobile and you can't stand, you can do most of the exercises in the chair. So, yes, there we go. So, hands on shoulders, stretch up. If you can't get your arms up, you can only get them there, whichever, it's fine. Don't force. And then back down, out to the side, reaching out, back in, forward and back, and then up to the ceiling and down, out to the side, back in, forward and back. And one more time. Ceiling, out, forward. Good stuff. Right. So we're going to mobilize the shoulders a little bit more. Put your hand on your shoulder. Make it like a wing. So it's sticking out at 180 degrees. Imagine you've got a pencil sticking there, and we're going to do a big circle, five big circles backwards. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of balancing. So I want you to, I'm going to put the camera down a little bit. So what I want you to do is we're going to walk into the center, 2, 3, and then you're going to lift one, have the opposite arm like this. So you're like this, but your back's straight. You're not sort of like that. Your back is straight. So we're going to do, sorry, I'm going to put it up a bit now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then like that. And then back on this leg, back, 2, 3, and the other leg, oops, the other leg comes up. Okay? So you need balance and you need to coordinate because you've got your opposite arm and leg. So it doesn't matter which foot you start on. So 1, 2, 3, up, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, and then back, 2, 3, up. Forward, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, up. Be careful when you're going backwards because it's an unnatural thing to do, really. So be careful you don't fall. 3. Now, if you can't hold it, 1, 2, 3, don't worry because you will be able to hold it longer the more you do this. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Oops, hang on, I'm going there. 1, 2, 3. How did that feel? Was that okay? Did you manage it? It's just something a little bit different. It mobilizes us. It's nice and slow, nice and gentle, but you're still having to practice your balance. Right, a little bit of nimbleness now on feet. I'm going to put this down a bit. I'm going to do the shadows, dancing, walking. So I'm turning my back so that you can follow my feet. So if you remember the shadows, they went, maybe I'll start over here a bit. They went to the side and then over, back, back. So right foot over, left foot over, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back. You can have a patchy playing in your head or something. Right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back. You can do it on your toes, but be careful. Don't get your feet tangled up and fall. Back, back. Right, this time we're going to do the left foot first. So left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back. So whichever foot you lead with, that's the one that goes back first. I just realised if you try and do it the other way, you'll get tangled up. Back, 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 left, right, back, back. One more time. How was that? Did you manage it? I'm going to put put this back up a bit so you can see my little face. Right, so we're going to do heel digs. And at the same time, anchor your elbow. And you're going to do an opposite bicep curl. So it's just your forearm that moves. There we are. Remember to do your heel digs as well. See, this is balance and coordination. Not so much, well, strength because you're having to stand on one leg, even if it's only momentary. And balance. 3, 2, 1. Right. Out to the side. And prayer hands. As your leg goes out, your arm goes out. I've got the dog today, but he's asleep, so hopefully he'll stay asleep. 3, 2, oops, here he comes. 1. Now we're going to just step back. If you're doing this in the chair, you won't be able to do the leg movements, you'll just have to do the arms. So as you're stepping back, put your hands here by your chest, and as the leg goes back, the arm comes out. Splay your fingers, jazz hands. Give your fingers and your hands a bit of a stretch. 3, 2, 1. And then the last one is toe tap. And at the same time, have your hand anchored, your elbows anchored, and that you're doing a bicep curl. on the opposite arm and leg. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Right, I'm just going to do, we've concentrated quite a lot on the legs. I'm going to do just a couple of arm ones. We're going to do this one. So remember, only your arms move. As one arm comes up, the other one comes back. If you can't get your arm by your ear, it's absolutely fine. Just go as far as you can. So we're going to do 10. So 1, 2, 3. This is good for your posture as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jolly good. Right, what we're going to do is those 4 step ones, we're going to put them all together just for a couple of sessions, a couple of minutes. So we're going to do heel digs, out to the side, back, losing concentration, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, or maybe I'll slow down a bit, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Last one, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Brilliant. Right, we'll go into our main bit of exercise. I'm just having a quick look. Hello, hello, hello. We'll go into our main exercise. The main thing, what you can do is, while I'm explaining about the squat, in case anybody is new, those of you that know about the squat, know what you're doing, have your hands here, and you could walk on your toes, tiptoes, just for the duration of my explaining the squat. There's no point in just standing around, and I don't really want you sort of doing about 15 or 20 squats. You can if you want. I mean, I'm not going to be prescriptive. Right, so a squat is sitting without a chair. So it's not your knees going, people think this is a squat, that your knees are going forward. It's not, it's sitting back like that. And at the same time, your knees don't come in. Your knees stay pointing in the direction of your feet. That's it basically. You don't have to go down very far. As long as you've got the technique, you can go down there, there, or right down. And then when you come up, touch your hands behind your back. If you can't do a free squat, and if you can't do the technique, I'd rather you use the chair until your legs strengthen. So you sit towards the front of the chair, but you don't need to be right at the front. Knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, hands together, so if you're not tempted to use them, and you stand up, and then you sit down again with good technique, no plonking. Okay, if you can't manage that, swing your arms to get you up, and then sitting down without falling down is harder than getting up, I think. If you have to, as a last resort, if you can't do either of those two, put your hands on your knees and you can stand up. And if you need to, you can reverse it. But what I'd like you to do is to get into the habit of standing up without using your hands from whatever chair you're sitting on. That's the sort of aim that's what we're aiming for. Right, so we're going to do 10 squats, nice and slowly. Okay, so feet, if you're doing a free squat, feet more than hip width apart, just slightly wider than hip width. And we're going to go down. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and look forward and not at the floor. 5, 6. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see where my knees are. 7. You've got to really stick your bum out. 8, 9, 10. And you should feel it on your thighs. Right. Let me move my papers here a minute. So this next one is the rowing one. You need your band. If you don't have a band, just do the arm exercises without it. You'll still get benefit from it. So you're sitting on the chair, towards the edge of the chair, legs straight out in front of you, your feet pulled back, and you loop the band over your feet. Try and get them in. Try and get it in your instep so that it doesn't boing off and hit you. Your feet stay on the ground at all times. I've seen people try and do it with their feet here. It's just impossible. And have a good lot of tension on the band. I'm just going to move here so as you can see what my arms are doing. So you're sitting with your feet pulled back, feet on the ground, heels on the ground, and your elbows stay close by your side. So you're pulling in like that. Don't have any of that or lifting. It's just pulling back. So squid your shoulder blades together. Imagine there's a pound coin between them. And then down. And then 2. If this is ridiculously easy, have more tension on the band. 3. If it's amazingly hard, have less tension. 4. Remember, it's just your arms that move. 5. Don't rock your upper body. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Well done. Next one is the hip abduction. Let's get your chair. This is not a balancing one, so hang on to your chair. And it's the one where the leg just goes out to the side. We're not twisting it like that because those are using totally different muscles. We want these muscles at the side and in your glutes, your medial glutes, to pull your leg up. Doesn't matter how far you get your leg, you're not to bend to the side. The aim of the object of the game is not to get your leg right as high as you can. Well, it is, but without your body moving. So, and your toe points forward. 1. When you bring your foot down, don't clunk it down like that. Bring it down gently. 3. Don't put your weight on it. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And then the other side. 1, 2, nice and slow and controlled. 3, 4, 5. Good practice not holding on. Whoops. 6. 6. It's not a balancing one though. 7, but it could be. 8. 9. 10. Fantastic. Right. We're going to do a bicep curl. So I want you to take your band. If you don't have a band, just do the movements. And you're going to stand on it. Like that. But I'm going to come closer and stand sideways. And you're going to hold the band like this. Hold it so that there's enough tension so that when your arm is there, you're having to consciously use it. And if you look, if you feel your bicep, that's the big muscle at the front of your arm, you can tell that it's under tension. And we're just going to, it's just a closing, you're closing your arm. You're not lifting like that, like some people try and do. And don't rock backwards and forwards. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nice and slow, 8, keep the tension there all the time, 9, 10. Okay, and switch over. Your elbow is anchored to stop it, to stop your whole arm moving. So 1, 2, not enough tension on the band there. 3, 4, 5, control it as it goes down. 6, 7, don't let the band go entirely slack. 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right, we're going to do a specific balancing exercise now. So when I showed you before, you do that. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to hold on while I show you this. You're going to lift your leg parallel to the floor. If you can only get it to there, that's fine. Ideally parallel, but if you can't manage it, that's fine. And then we're going to lift it slightly higher, or get it parallel again. Straighten your leg. Don't do both. Don't do that and then straighten your leg. So it's either that and that, or that and that. The straightening leg is very hardcore because it strains, it pulls on all these muscles as well. Before we start, we're going to engage core, which is the big band of muscles internally and externally that support your spine and aid with movement. If you've ever had really sore stomach muscles because you've been exercising too much, even the slightest movement, even doing that, arms, legs, it hurts because you're bracing all the time with your core. So breathe out. This is engaging core. Breathe out. Pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can and then relax it slightly. And then hands on hips, concentrate, and we're going to go up and up and down. When you come down, try not to put your weight on that leg. Up, whoops, up, down. Going up, up, or straighten if you want. Down, up, up, down. A bit wobbly here. I've lost count. I forgot to count. How many was that? We'll say 5. 6. 7. 8. Oops. 9. 10. I hope that was 10. I feel I maybe missed one out, but never mind. Right, so other side. Breathe out. Navel into your backbone. Release slightly. And we're going to go. 1, 2, 3, go parallel and up, 4, parallel and up, 5, parallel and up, 6, up, 7, oh, 8. I was doing so well as well. 9, 10. Whew. It's quite tough, that. I find it quite tough on the leg that's static as well. Right, we're going to do the upward row, which if you don't have a band, hold your thumb with your other hand, and so you've got that V, and that V stays. So it's your elbows that are coming up first. And it doesn't matter how high up you get your hands. Some people think they have to get their hands up to their chin, and I see them struggling and their elbows are suddenly lower than their hands. So if you only get to there, that's fine if you've still got that V. If you can get to there, that's absolutely fine as well. So we're going to, people are using the band, we're standing on the band and crossing it over. I'm going to come in here. So, and remember, try and keep your forearm, your wrist and your hand in one. Try not to bend your wrist like that. It stays like a board. So we'll go 1, nice and slow. 2, don't let it boing down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Right, we're going to try. I'm never sure how effective this one is, but we're going to do our abs. So you need your chair. I'm sitting sideways, so as you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to sit as far forward on the chair as you can without toppling over. If you're worried about this, put the chair against a wall. If you're worried about it sliding back or anything. And knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, feet flat on the floor. Hands gripping at your elbows. And then we're just going to go back very slowly, controlling it with these muscles here. And touch the back if you can, and then come forward a little bit more. We're going to do 10 of those. So we're going to go 1, don't rest on the chair. And then 2, keep your back straight. 3, if you can't get back to the chair, to the back of the chair, just do what you can, keeping the technique good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Now, keeping your arms like the same as they were, we're going to go back and rest against the chair and then come off slightly so that there's a gap between you and the chair, but so that we're actually having to use our stomach muscles to stop us, to keep us in place. And then we're going to just straighten your leg. 2, don't lift your thigh up. It's just your lower leg that moves. 4, Nice and slow and controlled. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then without moving, if you can, if you need to take a rest, do. We're going to do the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof. How was that? I felt that. How was that for you? Right. Triceps are the next one. That's this one. If you've not got a band, you just have to do the movements. So this is the one, remember, where you're holding it behind here. This is the tension one. And this one goes behind you like this. And the aim of the exercise is just to have the tension here and just keeping your elbow in that position to get your hand up to the ceiling. If you've got impaired mobility in your shoulder, take the hand here to chest height and push down like that. Okay, but in each case, it's only the forearm that moves. It's straightening there and it's straightening up to the ceiling there. So 10 on each side. Try to avoid I see people doing this sometimes, but it's not. The shoulder does not move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a technique one as much as anything. 5. Once you get the technique right, 6. Then you can feel it on your triceps. 7. Mine are starting to burn a little bit now. 8, 9, 10. And then switch over. Again, if it's ridiculously easy, tighten the tension here at the back. You maybe saw me doing that halfway through. If it's too hard, slacken it off a bit. So hand over here or on your chest. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. Now is the dreaded moment where we're going to do, actually I don't dread it as much as the side bends. We're going to do another 10 squats, okay? Concentrate on technique. So bottom out. So we're going to go, falling backwards. Because your weight should be on your heels. That's why I fall backwards sometimes. And it's actually easier if you've got shoes on, but I've got bare feet. Because your shoes are bigger than your feet, strangely. So they give you a better platform. Right, so 1, 2, nice and slow. 3, only need to go down to there, some of you. 4, 5, 6, 7, remember, looking forward. 8, 9, 10. If your thighs and your glutes aren't strong, that can lead to falling. Just because you're not, I don't know why, it's just, I don't know, it's just not strong enough and you just sort of fall. Plus, stronger muscles make stronger bones. So if your hip muscles are strong and your thighs are strong and you do fall, hopefully your bones might be strong and you won't get a hip fracture. Right. Side bends. Ugh. Feet slightly wider than hip width apart. And we're going down to the side, not leaning forward or back. Remember, if you're going to use your arm, you don't have to. Keep it straight so that you're actually using it, as it were. You're concentrating on it as well. So, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side. I can feel, actually, these are making a difference to the muscles at the side here, the core muscles here. They are actually stronger. When I do that brace, I can feel them quite well. Right, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, well done. Oh, I'm glad that's over. Right, we're going to do our little, what's it called? Our little routine. Somebody that does this actually has their own music and has it all set up so that when we start the routine, she has her music on. Obviously, I don't know what the music, well, I do know what the music is now because she's told me, but I'm going sometimes to a different rhythm. So if that's the case with you, just blot me out and do your own thing. But we're going to do it slowly to begin with. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, go side, back, toe tap. We'll do it one more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, I'm going to put on the imaginary music in my head and we're going to start. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Oh, I've got a metronome. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Talk amongst yourselves a minute. I've got a metronome so I can set it to that's a bit fast. Right, so 150 beats a minute. See what that's like. Heel, side, back, toe tap, heel, side, back, toe tap, heel, side, back. I'm going to put it down to 140 because I think this is a bit fast. But if you've got a song that you know is 140 beats, we could follow along. Right. Heel, side, back. Although I'm doing every other beat. So I'm doing 70 beats a minute. Side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back. Can you hear the metronome? I don't know if you can. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, back, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Yeah, so I'm doing every other. Yeah, I'm doing every other one, I think. Maybe I'm not. Oh, well, anyway. I'll practice with that before next week, before Saturday. So, there we go. Stretching. Oh, my goodness me, it's 1:45. Right. 22. So, calf stretch. Both feet pointing forwards, front leg bent, back leg straight, heels on the ground, lean forward. Should feel the stretch behind your calf, the top of your calf. And then very gently bend your back knee, and your heel will come off the ground. And you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles. And then switch legs. And then bend your knee. Very gently, just so as your heel just comes off the ground. And there we go. Now we're going to stretch these quadriceps, the big thigh muscles at the front of your leg. If you can, grab your foot, your sock, your shoe, your hem of your trousers, anything. And if you can, stand up nice and straight and get your knees together and you'll feel the stretch there. If you can't do that, it's not a balancing one, so you can hang on. If you can't do that, we're going to do this, which is dynamic stretching. So if you're doing the static stretching, hold your leg. If you're doing the dynamic stretching, do this. And then if you are doing the static stretching, swap legs. If you're doing the dynamic stretching, we keep going. Okay, that's that. We're now going to do the hamstrings, which are the big muscles at the back of the leg. Sitting at the front of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight. Put one leg forward, pull your toe back, sit up nice and straight and lean forward from the hips, not the waist. Keep your toe pulled back. Now, some of you may be able to get really far forward. Some of you may be quite bendy. Others may be less bendy. But whatever it is, you do it to suit yourself. And don't, if there's any pain, stop immediately. And then sit up and repeat on the other side, sitting up nice and straight. Lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Okay. Standing up, hands out, palms forward, round the tree. Remember, your arms are like that, not like that. Shoulder height, and dip them. Try and get your shoulder blades split apart. It's a very, very big tree, very ancient oak. Oh, COVID. Did I say dip your head? I think I did. And then, if you can, interlink your fingers. If you can't, just try and get your elbows together. Remember that pound coin between your shoulder blades. If you're interlinking your hands, just bring your arms out like that. And that just gives you a stretch across your chest. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the deltoid stretch because I've decided it's not much good. But if you can, put your hand up above your head, like that, and then down your back. And then you push just above your shoulder. I suppose it's below if it's pointing this way. Just below or above your elbow. Just push it back so that you're stretching here. And then do the other one. And now we're going to do just the neck. Oh, see that? I used my hands when I sat down. So just dip your head, put your hand on your crown, but don't push, just let the weight of your hand push your head down. The neck is a very delicate thing. It should be treated gently and with respect, because there's nothing worse than having a stiff neck. And then look up. Oh, made me a bit dizzy. We're going to try and increase the range of movement. So turn your head to the side, to the left. Note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. Just turn your head, don't turn your shoulders. And then we're going to put a hand on your chin, try and turn your head back to the center, resist with this hand, and have a struggle, a real royal fight going on in your neck, with your head pressing that way and your hand pressing that way. And then relax totally, and you should be able to turn your head just slightly more to the left. Should just marginally increase your range of movement. Hold it there for a couple of seconds, and then bring your head back to the center, and then turn it the other way. Note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder, hand on your cheek or your chin, and try and turn your head back to the center. Push with your hand, don't let your head move. Well, it will move. And then release the tension and see if you can turn your head just a little bit more. Yes, you can. And there we are. Thank you very much. He's been a very good boy today, hasn't he? He's been asleep all the time. And I will see you on Saturday. Okay? Right. Bye.